Ashes of Creation, I can't do this anymore. We have not caught up on Ashes of Creation for a while.
Hey, what up, boys? So, we're back at it again with another serious video farming parasocial points with plebs on the internet because I'm at a loss and I'm pretty much done. Now, this video was going to be saved for 50k subs and then discuss my journey up until this point, the ironic existence of Ashes of Creation, the ups and downs of growing a YouTube channel here in the current YouTube environment, and what it's like transitioning from someone who sees what...
Bro, that's probably such a warm hoodie. Like, look at that fur on the inside there. Man, this is a really nice one. I can tell just by looking at it.
Saw back when I was younger. It has been a pretty interesting journey, and I thought it would be fun to share that. But I decided to change the tone of this video because a problem has arisen. This channel doesn't get recommended to anyone. The reason why we still exist is because likely the 10k people who clicked on this video go out of their way to actually seek it. I can almost... The
reason why it's hard to find this content, he's totally right about this. This was a problem that I ran into whenever I was making content on YouTube, is that so many people were like, unless you watched or were looking for World of Warcraft content, you didn't get discovered by the algorithm. Whereas whenever I was on my stream, everybody would see you because Twitch didn't have an algorithm in that way. It's a good and a bad thing.
Guarantee that this video will have an 80% subscriber click-through rate. In fact, since I screenshotted this from 6 weeks ago, it's gone up to 84%. And this video...
This is a very interesting graphic. And I think the reason why it's so interesting is that how many of you all have seen a YouTuber at the start of the video, oh, did you know that only 33% of you guys were subscribed? Make sure to click the bell and turn on notifications for you to see all my new videos. And they'll show this exact graph, and it'll be the opposite. Here, let me give you an example. Wait. He doesn't even watch 1 minute.
Practice with your friends like a normal person.
Let me see.
Yeah. We could practice now.
Where is it? It's after the cold open? I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Ew, is that rabbit on your chair?
The peach! Yay! Hi, chat. I don't know where...
What the hell is this?
There's literally poop on this chair. Like,
Show.
You didn't skip it. Where is it? It's not there.
There's a piece of poop right there.
Actually, you're looking like pretty good, man.
I
saw your arms.
Okay, 120.
It's the key, honestly. It's simple.
Okay.
$1 each month.
Okay, here we go.
Ow, Peach! I'm sorry. It was a different world. I'm sorry. It was so
Get ready.
cringe. You're giving away $1,000 each month. So if you would like to subscribe, go for it. It's free. It's simple, and everybody that subscribes has a chance to win $1,000, and it could be you. Peace.
Are you going out?
Only $1,000. Make it 3. Make it at least $5,000. Minimum 10,000, I would say. So the point is, a lot of people do show this graph. Apparently, Miskiff didn't show it. I thought it would be a good example. It wasn't. But you guys know what I'm saying. It happens with a lot of people.
Video will very much likely end up on 10 to 20k views. You see, the channel has been like this for nearly 6 months now.
Nope.
And that's not good enough for me. I want to grow and reach wider audiences. I think the way this channel has evolved and the Marvel level intros we have nowadays could make a lot of people happy, and I hate to see 300 hours of my work not get recommended because of the current YouTube environment. Now,
well, the truth is, the reason why it's not getting recommended is because people are not consuming Ashes of Creation content right now. Whenever the Ashes of Creation Alpha comes out and people are playing it more, then people will start consuming content for it. But until then, it won't happen. That's just how YouTube works.
Get me wrong, I understand that this is probably an Ashes of Creation problem. Thin air isn't going to appeal to a wider audience, obviously. But I think my intros can. It's funny because this channel isn't even performing poorly. In fact, it's stabilized at a very comfortable place of around 200 to 300k views. It's pretty good for a game that quite literally doesn't exist, right?
Not
it makes
bad.
me just about enough money to pay my rent month by month, so it's not even like I'm worried from that perspective.
Yeah, sure.
This recent stability is why I ended up spending more time on the quality of the viewing experience. I had the leeway to do that. I'm no longer chasing my tail just to make enough money for rent. The fact that you guys have shown me so much support on Patreon has literally carried me financially, and without you guys, this video would most certainly be announcing something very different. Therefore, I need to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've helped me evolve to this point here, where I'm able to express myself creatively in a way that truly makes me happy. The pinnacle
This
of that
is always going to be a struggle that every content creator has, and a lot of people have on a personal level, is balancing what they like doing with what they have to do. And I think at a certain point, there are things that I will talk about and I will cover. And it's like, truthfully, the day, like, I kind of wanted to do something else that day, but, you know, this new game comes out, or like this new event is happening, or like this like crazy thing happened, and I'm going to cover that instead because of kind of like what, just the way it is, right? That's how it is. I remember like whenever the day the Ukraine war happened, you know, Hassan, who had been really looking forward to playing it, you know, like Elden Ring came out too. So you make the decision, you cover what you cover, and you have to focus on what people want to see, and you make the right decision.
and being my 2 movies
Makes sense. Yes, makes
didn't
sense.
get any views.
100%.
Damn you, YouTube. You guys who have continued to watch the videos have shown in the analytics that for the ones who do actually seek them out, you are genuinely engaged and stick around, which translates to a much higher retention and engagement rate with likes and comments that are much higher than most 100k sub channels.
Oh,
and we're not even
absolutely.
at 50k
I mean,
yet.
if somebody is invested enough in Ashes of Creation to watch every single video that comes out about it, you know they're typing out paragraphs in the comment section, bro. Like, they are just going all in.
It's just very confusing
Oh,
for
yeah.
me when, from a data point of view, which is ironic, I know, considering my push against that very corporate style of thinking, it shows that you want the content, and when you click it, you remain engaged more than you do with most other larger channels. So then, if my videos are keeping people engaged and on the platform, regardless of topic, why don't they get recommended? No matter how hard I try to make them quality, frequent, and unique, it's just being lost to the void. These analytics I'm looking at here are in such a weird state that makes absolutely no sense for the current YouTube environment. These are the
By the way, it makes perfect sense. As somebody who has done YouTube since 2014, as somebody who has been on YouTube since 2008, I understand YouTube extremely well. I would not say I am an expert, but I do understand it relatively well. The truth is that only so many people are going to be consuming Ashes of Creation content. If you want to grow your channel, you have to make content that transcends the audience of people that is just Ashes of Creation. It's that simple. So if I was him, what I would do is I would make more content that is about other games and meta content about gaming in general. That's what I would do.
kind of analytics you'd see from 2010, where subscribers were the main growth and source of views. Because of this nonsense data, I can't even turn to larger, more experienced creators for advice. It's so abnormal and unlike anything they've ever seen that they simply...
So let me explain something else. Here we go. So we have, let's go ahead and we're going to just do, this is just a very, very simple graph, AOC, and let's see, wow. Actually, let's do this. Make it a little bit more interesting then. Okay, So basically, you're going to have 3 different bars. We're going to have this one, and this one. And so the ceiling on Ashes of Creation videos right here is very low because the potential audience of people that are going to watch Ashes of Creation videos is smaller than the potential audience of people that would watch WoW videos or Valorant videos. Does that make sense? So what's going to happen is that you will eventually hit your maximum total audience. And this happens with literally everything. And what I mean by literally everything is Facebook is having a problem, Meta is having a problem, because there are so many people. There's F? No F? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I wish I could block people spamming that because it just completely ruins the stream whenever that happens. Yeah, it's extremely annoying. Anyway, so what was I saying before? Fuck, I got completely distracted. Shit. Give me a minute. I'll remember what I said in a minute. Meta, right? So Meta is running into this problem with Facebook because Facebook is no longer growing because they are running out of people. So what Meta is doing is they are trying to create programs that involve other people that don't have internet into getting onto the internet. So they get onto the internet and then they go on Meta. But they are literally running out of people to get and use on Facebook. So this is a problem that happens on a global population scale. It happens on a video game scale. It happens on a platform scale. So here's another great example. There is never going to be a content creator that will be a fraction of the size of Mr. Beast on Twitch. Because Twitch isn't that big. There's simply not that many fish in the pond. But if you go over to YouTube, the ceiling for YouTube is much higher. You see what I'm saying? So this is why his analytics are confusing.
We have no advice. It feels like to me, on a personal level, that you guys want the content, but YouTube don't want it on their platform. That's just how it comes across to me. And that does a pretty solid number on my mental health, not gonna lie. Due to the nature of Ashes of Creation's current development, the channel has gone into a kind of limbo state. And although you guys do continue to seek it out, resulting in that 84% subscriber ratio, it's not reasonable to expect everyone to do this forever. It is slowing down more and more over time. It's a downward trend. And
well, it's a downward trend right now because Ashes of Creation is in a downward trend. Some of the updates that they've pushed out, like the combat updates, do not look as promising as something like Elden Ring. And it's the problem that every single MMO runs into. It is the MMO paradox. The less you know about an MMO, the more excited you are about it. And the more you know about it, the less excited you are about it. That's just how things go. What's the MMO that everybody is super excited for right now? The Valorant MMO? Or the Riot MMO? Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. You don't even know anything about it.
I've come to the conclusion that I can't keep the current format up anymore. I can't do this anymore. From both a personal desire point of view and from a business point of view. Changes need to happen.
This is like classic
Therefore,
WoW.
I've decided to remove the intros from my Ashes of Creation videos entirely. And I'm going to start uploading them as separate extended videos on this channel. I'm not starting...
That's actually a very smart idea, and the reason why is that people that are consuming Ashes of Creation content might actually like the intros. They might think they're funny, but the intros can also attract a wider audience of people. And one way that the YouTube algorithm basically aggregates content is that watch time percentage of USERS, percentage of users, time. Okay, so you have 0 and then 100, right? So if a video, usually videos go like this, where 100% of people logically would be watching the video within the first second, and then it's going to go down over the course of the video. But the thing is, in the YouTube algorithm, if you have a watch time drop like this right here hurts your discoverability. This is a, well, actually, wait, let me make sure you guys understand. This is a bad thing in the algorithm, okay? And it basically like fucking suppresses your video. So this is what his intros create. Because they're funny and engaging, and then as soon as they're over and people are just watching content about a video game, a lot of them probably click off. Does that make sense?
A new channel, I'm not abandoning Ashes of Creation. I'm just separating the two because I'm starting to feel like they're hindering each other's progress and quality in a negative way. By separating the intros from the Ashes of Creation label and making them their own thing, they may get less views at the start, of course, but as they evolve into what you've seen today...
And also, because his intros are so personality-based, there will be people who just want to watch content for the video. And the more you put your personality into something, the more you potentially alienate people who don't like your personality.
Not only completely irrelevant to the actual subject of the video, but I also feel like I'm kind of forcing it upon an audience who might not necessarily want to see it. This channel has grown from copium memes involving the ironic existence of Ashes of Creation and its potential. I love speculating and talking about the MMORPG genre. I really do. But before...
Somebody says, I really like this in chat. I want to draw attention to it. Somebody says right here, his intros are the reason I enjoy his content. And then somebody else says, I literally skip his intros every time. That issue is why it's bad for the algorithm. You understand? That's why it hurts the algorithm.
The intros, they were standalone, and they did actually make sense for the subject matter of the video. They were genuine, short, albeit still slightly cringe, but relevant intros.
Yes, they were.
As of late, my desire to entertain and express myself has shifted, and I think I started this format in December and January. It felt like the natural evolution of my intros, and my intent was to make them extended, more fleshed out, cohesive pieces of storytelling that you guys would be invested in and hopefully come back for, which most of you did. I think, at least in this initial testing of the waters phase, I succeeded in that. With the movies, you conclude it all in one easy-to-watch, more context-rich story that stands alone as an evergreen, forever relevant piece of entertainment. However, because of the natures of Ashes of Creation's relevancy, not everyone watches every video, and therefore pieces of the story get missed, and it turns out for a large percentage of the viewers, the story isn't cohesive at all, and just seems like...
And for a lot of other people, they don't like it. And that's what I was saying before with the chat, is that there are some people that really like, and this is a problem that any streamer has. There are people that like watching the streamer for one thing, or they like watching them for something else instead.
Relevant ballsack flaunting garbage that doesn't belong in a niche discussion video about a game that quite literally doesn't exist. After many hours of thought and schizo arguing in my own head, I came to the conclusion, by separating the intros and discussion into separate videos, I think I can vastly improve the quality of both. Especially of them intros, because I will no longer be restrained by the time limit that kept them within the...
You also don't have to make them as quickly, because you can just focus on making a video like the intros and then having them last longer. I don't really think that this will help his channel as much. I think that what will help his channel more is if he does more general gaming commentary. I think that a lot of his gaming commentary resonates with a lot of people, especially whenever he talked about World of Warcraft, whenever he talked about Guild Wars in the past. Like, you have to look at, like, what were your dubs? Like, this is one thing that I would do, right? Is I would go and I'd look at my channel and I would say, okay, these are the top videos. These are the most popular videos. Guild Wars 2, Black Desert, Guild Wars 2, Ashes of Creation is a scam, Ashes of Creation, new MMO, World of Warcraft 2. Let's see here. Best MMO releases. Look at all of these. These are all videos that are not all of them, but a good amount. Like, yeah, why graphics don't matter. This is a meta level video. Josh Dreyfus, meta level video. So a lot of these are meta level content. And if you go back and you look at a lot of my content, and whenever my content is popular, it's whenever it's meta level and not focused around one individual thing. So all you have to do is look at, like, I think that succeeding and being popular and making content that's popular is actually not as much. There's a lot of analytical thinking that can go into it.
Intro range, if you consider 20% of the overall video being an intro. I'm excited to show you what I can do going forward. If you thought Season 2 and the conclusion for that was good, I just finished the storyboard for Season 3, and it's wild. Now, don't fear, my friends, the frequency of Ashes of Creation content on this channel isn't being replaced with these new story-based videos. No. Trust me, I still have plenty of controversial opinions and thin air to
That's
talk about.
what you need to do. That's what you do right there. Controversial opinions generated out of thin air. Take something that everybody agrees on and say, you know what? Video games that have a UI, they suck because they're not realistic. I want to go back to Shadow of the Colossus. Every game should be like that. Anything that's on the screen is bad. You ever hit something with a baseball bat and it takes 4 damage? No, that's not real. Delete all damage numbers. How much health does a person have? Well, I don't go to a hospital and I don't see health bars. It's not real. Well, actually, you kind of do, but like it's not the same thing. And so, yeah, you've got to go in there and have opinions and talk about things and then explain them. The best thing to do on YouTube is to have a massively unpopular opinion and then defend it. And change people's minds.
This month's live stream in
People
particular
love
was
that.
jam-packed, full of interesting talking points that I want to get stuck
You
in.
have to take
You guys
Adderall to
know I love
replenish mana. Yes.
speculating and discussing this game and its potential. There is still so much more I want to talk about, and MMORPGs in general are a huge passion for me on top of those intros. I want to continue still trying to spread awareness for passionate development and talking down modern day philosophies that exploit us.
And again, that's what people want to see. Right now, there is an entire field of perfectly ripe sunflowers. Or no, let's see, what's a thing that you harvest? Pineapples, okay? There are pineapples out there for you to go out and pick them up and collect them. Okay? A corn. And you have to go and find the pineapples. And you know what one pineapple is? Is like how video games like Vampire Survivors exist. Why they're successful, why people like them. What different video games can learn from those other games. Play absolutely garbage games. Go play Nikke Goddess of Adventure without a sponsor and meme on it the entire time. Do something that's interesting. Because at the end of the day, you've got to think outside the box. And the box is your current audience. You've got to think about what can get people to come and watch the channel. What's going to bring new people in.
Or if you don't stand by what you believe in, how can anyone take your opinions seriously, even if they don't agree with those opinions? I may be a lot of things, but one thing that I am not is a hypocrite. Now, what this change probably means more than likely is that the upload frequency is increasing dramatically. Instead of releasing one video every 2 to 3 days with an intro and a discussion together, I will probably be releasing a discussion with a 1-day break, then a story chapter, and then a 1-day break, and then go back to discussion, etc, etc, etc. I just felt like
One of the problems that I can see with this is a problem that I actually run into with my channel, is that because I cover so many different types of topics. So you subscribe to Asmongold TV and you get a video that's a 2-hour VOD of me playing Elden Ring, and then you get a video about the Ohio train wreck, and then you get another video about this anime waifu game, and then after that you get a video about Andrew Tate. The truth is that this is really great for viewership, but it's really bad for subscribers. Because there's almost nobody, you have to be a fucking psycho to care about all 4 of those things. You have to be terminally online to even know what all 4 of them even are. So guess what? A lot of people don't subscribe. And some videos that I put out don't really do that well, but other ones do. So it's like I wouldn't want him to go down the road of making some content that's very not popular, and because people don't click on the videos, then it actually depresses the algorithm, like presses it down, suppresses, a better word, suppresses the algorithm even further because the algorithm is learning that people are skipping his videos.
Like I'd hit a crossroads.
Yes, you are a psycho.
Do I continue
That's right.
trucking on,
I am too.
forcing
It's okay.
out uninspired thin air topics just to use that as an excuse to progress my intro series? Or do I just bite the bullet and take the risk of seeing how they stand on their own? Seeing that last movie only get 4K views was quite the shocker for me, so I thought to myself, why not just take the leap? You see, the discussion portion of a video only takes me about 6 to 8 hours from script to thumbnail. It's easy work.
And also, by the way, for like my YouTube channel, I actually think that I'm tremendously underperforming on YouTube. Like I think that I could do at least twice as well as I do on YouTube. Like massively. Like I don't record enough original videos. Some controversy videos that come out too late, so I can't capitalize on the trend. Let's see. I upload videos that are too different in length. Like if I wanted to, I could do way better on YouTube, and I probably should. Like and like that's what like I've written down like different video ideas that I want to record because I know that's what I think I'm really. I'm falling back on. I'm not succeeding as much for. Like I've got one right here. Why I stream on my second channel, playing more video variety games. Why I started streaming, how to make a pizza. That one's finished. I recorded that one. AAA gaming becoming too big to succeed. Necessary microtransactions. How to deal with hate online. That right there, I already did that. So I write these out. And I plan these because I know that that's what I need to do to take that next step onto YouTube. And the reason why I'm not doing it is because I'm a lazy bitch and I need to work harder. Like I stream constantly, I am doing things constantly, and I'm still trying to work harder and do even more.
Anyone who tells you YouTube is a difficult
It's nobody
job,
else's fault except for my own.
They be capping hard, son. This
Wait.
is script to thumbnail. It's easy work. Anyone who tells you YouTube is a difficult job, they be capping hard, son.
YouTube is only difficult in editing. Editing is the only part that's actually hard.
This is 100 times easier than my bakery career. Do not let anyone...
Oh, I'll fucking tell you that. There is nothing harder than working in food service. Holy shit. Oh my god. I can't believe it's like the lowest priced job is like the hardest.
Tell you otherwise. But the thing is,
yeah, no,
I
like
hate
no
easy
comparison.
work. I'm not someone who's satisfied with just existing and earning
Customer
money from a
service for
job.
Comcast? Oh, like a punching
That's how
bag?
these
Yeah.
intros came into existence in the first place. I wasn't satisfied just talking about the game. I wanted more. I wanted to entertain you. These intros, they take me up to 30 hours.
Well, that's a very good thing. I mean, you go back to fucking ancient Greece. Like, what was the goal of Socrates? With like a, you know, what is the epitome of being a great teacher is to educate and delight. So this is literally an idea that was invented in ancient Greece, and I'm sure that was probably taken from something even before then.
Make and I release a video every 2 to 3 days and have done for nearly 3 years straight. I need to work 18 hours a day to push out this frequency. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about the workload. I love working this much, especially when it's something I'm passionate about for the first time in my life, I might add, so I am very, very thankful. But I want to see if my creative expression can reach a larger audience, an audience who actually want it, instead of forcing it on to an audience who are just looking for ashes of creation, information, and news.
Yeah, this
I
makes a
started
lot
this
of sense.
journey as a way to prove to myself that I'm not a nobody. I'm in my mid-30s, and all my life I've worked utterly dog jobs, and despite my unhealthy, self-destructive work ethic, I failed to progress in these jobs and these careers. A part of that is likely because of my desire to sprint to my goals instead of waiting for them to come to me, but
You should always sprint to your goals, because if you don't, they're not going to show up.
it's also most likely because I felt like I didn't belong there. Well, no longer will I be a slave to the social structure of actual reality, because you guys have saved this soul and allowed me to live my childhood dream of not only talking shit on the internet,
But being paid
but also
for it.
just allowing me to express myself.
Oh, I thought
To
it was
conclude,
about money.
I just want to address a few questions that often get asked to me. Firstly, why don't I convert my videos to shorts or TikToks? And the answer to that is pretty simple. I don't want to. I'm not doing this to make a quick buck
God,
and
I wish I was
make
that
some
teddy bear.
low-quality trash designed to melt kids' brains in 30-second clips. I'm trying to express myself creatively and bring you something genuinely compelling and worth seeking out. Secondly, why don't I stream? Well, that's also a pretty simple answer. To make these videos that I'm so passionate about,
Takes a lot of time.
I can't afford to take the time to stream. I don't care about money. I don't care about your Amazon Primes. I care
Twitch
about
Primes.
creating quality content. And every hour that I'm streaming, that's hours I'm not working on something that matters to me. Either editing these videos or suppressing my depression by watching the clown of Twitch fail at games.
Oh my god. Like, I can't believe he's playing that shit again. Like, I can't believe that. Diablo fucking 3?
Will I be streaming in the future?
I mean,
Of
I
course
will say, though, huge W for Quinn. I was actually, during game day, I was watching the soccer match, and I was watching Quinn do the last boss in Mistlands. I was impressed. He fucking beat it. That hammer was OP as shit.
will. I want to translate my style into the live format. That's always been the end game for this channel, and when that time comes, I'm excited to show you my plans. But until the game actually exists, sitting around in the Ashes of Creation Twitch category talking about thin air just isn't quality content to me. It's a garbage waste of everyone's time. My focus is on growing this channel and entertaining you, not being a babysitter for some copium addicts waiting for a game that quite literally doesn't exist. The final question is,
True.
why don't I get an editor to help me? And this is a bit of a complicated answer. You see, I view these videos like art. I studied art back in college, and when I'm editing the layers and adding effects and acting out the scenes, it gives me the same vibes as I get when I'm painting or drawing.
I will say that he's probably right about this, but I also think that having a really good editor can be a force multiplier for great content. So two people that I'll give a great example. Obviously, my editors are legends, okay? You guys know CatDany, Daily Dose. They are fucking amazing. But on top of that, we have Cam and Trevor that work on the OTK podcast. They edit that, and they make it good. It's not just OTK podcasts, OTK videos. And they can make something that you do even funnier. So, like, you want to find a way that, like, an editor is, like, they take you beyond 100%. Because you're at 100% right now, but a great editor can go beyond that. And that's what CatDany has done for years. That's what Daily Dose has done with me for years. Trevor did that with OTK videos. And before that, I think it was, what was it called? The Cow Chop. Yeah, he did that with Cow Chop. Cam's doing that with Steak and Eggs. I mean, and it takes it that much farther, and it makes the videos that much better.
It's often in my free time to decompress.
It's like director of a movie?
It's
Yes.
like I'm extending my mind onto a canvas.
And remember,
that
there's a director's cut and a
manifests
theatrical
into those
cut.
intros. By hiring
Again.
someone to help me edit, it stops being about...
And I will also say that as somebody who is a tremendous fan of Lord of the Rings, I love it. It's my favorite movie of all time. The theatrical cut is much more cohesive. It is just simply more cohesive. I would say, like, maybe they should have had the, like, one or two scenes in there that were not there, but, like, other than that, is infinitely more cohesive.
creative expression, and becomes just another
Takes you
job
from
where
A
I'm
tier to S
churning out
tier.
videos
Yes.
for some form of income. I already did this for 16 years of my life, and that's not the life I want to lead anymore. After all, I am just one nerd, desperate for a good MMO. But over the years, as I've grown on YouTube, I'm starting to want more than that. I want to fully commit to expressing myself creatively, and hopefully you'll tune in for these future story-based videos, not only because it's you guys who have been there this whole time watching this channel grow, but mainly because you're high on copium.
Yep, there you fucking go. That's about right. I think that like this is a big issue that a lot of content creators run into, and I know that obviously this is mainly a content creator. Like, this video is extremely interesting for me. Maybe isn't interesting to like every audience member because people just like watching content that's about games that they play. But to me, I really love watching these videos and seeing how people try to innovate and change their YouTube channel. And I really think that he's making the right decision by doing this. And I think that it's also like, look at what you did before that was successful. Look at how to change things and make them more in line with that. Why was it successful? Look at the points of difference that it has with your current videos that are not successful, and then figure out why you're doing the videos that are not successful. Like, what's causing that? Is it your editing? Is it the length? Is it the topic? Is it the way it's advertised? Is it the thumbnail? There are a lot of different things, and so you have to look at it from an extremely analytical perspective. I think that YouTube and being successful on YouTube is actually a lot less luck-based than being successful on Twitch. Because there's a lot of people that have like one or two popular videos and then they fall off. But being popular on Twitch is very much personality-based, but being popular on YouTube is much more defined and much more formulaic. It's not successful because nobody cares about AOC. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? And that's why I think you should do videos about other things too. I'll link you guys this video. Narc, we've watched bunches of his videos, and I'll tell you, like, if he ever wants any advice or input or anything like that, you can just hit me up. I'm around all the time. You know what it is. Let's see here. What way would you advertise online if you had to restart? I don't know. It depends on what I was trying to do, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be better if it was intros on a second channel. And that's another thing, is that, like, that's what I was saying before with, like, my... Like, right now, we have this on, like, my channel, okay? Let's see. Like, I have technically four channels, right? So I have Asmongold TV, I have Asmongold Clips, Asmongold Gaming. This is just, like, my old legacy channel from, like, my old WoW videos. And then Zach Rar. So I upload different content to different channels. So like Asmongold Gaming, actually the videos for Asmongold Gaming are incredibly popular. Minus this one, like nobody gave a fuck about Lost Ark. This one only had 31,000 views. But like a lot of these other ones have like 200,000 views. And this is like a 2-hour video. This is a 5-hour video, 127,000 views. And some of these are like just crazy popular. Like this is almost 500,000 views. It's just a 3-hour VOD of me playing Dark Souls. So I think that like there's a lot of people that are going to want to watch for different things. So creating content, like when the content is so different, then you're going to have people that are going to think some things are interesting, some things are not, which is not good for the algorithm. Your old Dark Moon Fair walkthroughs helped me a lot. Well, I'm glad they did, man. It still sucks that creative people have to do so much fussing around the algorithm, and instead of just doing their thing, it is what it is. Bro, you understand that fussing around the algorithm used to be finding a patron that would support your work? I mean, like, obviously we saw this happen. I remember, like, I think Johnny Depp did it for, like, a friend of his, right? But, like, the old way, like, the old fucking, like, Old Testament way of doing shit was that a rich person would be a patron of a certain artist or musician or something like that, and they would pay them to continue to further their work. And now, obviously, that's where Patreon comes from, is its derivative from that. So it's actually not different at all, and it's not new in any way. It's always been like this, and I think that it always will be like this, because what you're really saying is that you need to do something to make sure that people see your creativity. And this is something that will always be like that. Jake Paul lost. Yep, it's because of CryptoZoo. That's what made him lose. I could tell. All YouTubers are not artists. I don't really care. Like your value judgment on YouTube is irrelevant, right? So like the point is not that YouTube is art or anything like that. The value judgment is that YouTube is a creative endeavor, and all other previous creative endeavors for the history of time have followed the same paradigm. So does that make sense? Millions of content, but only so many possible views to be had? Yes, very true. It's subjective. Yeah, it's just very subjective. Like, I'm not going to argue about this. It doesn't matter. It's pointless. How much percentage of viewers watch WoW content? How much percentage watch my React content? Well, it depends on the content, really. So, like, if you look at some things, like, where's the last WoW video that I did? Fuck. Oh, jeez. This is only 3 days ago, to be fair. Oh, yeah, Mythic Plus is broken. Only 176,000 views, right? This is World of Warcraft. 300, 260, 300, 220, 161, right? So a lot of these videos of like 561, like a lot of these are probably, I would say my WoW content is some of my less popular content in general. It's kind of weird how that's changed, because it used to be the opposite, where like my WoW content was like my most popular content. But now it's just not really there anymore, because I think that, and it's not really because of me, I don't think, because everybody's WoW content has been down. Everybody has been losing videos with WoW. Or sorry, losing views with WoW.